this time I'm actually making a video during the day. See sunlight. I wanted to respond to a comment that I received asking me a question, and actually I was just going to write back, but my response got too long because when I start writing I get more ideas, so I decided I was going to make a video response, and that should solve my dilemma of the extremely long comment. So here it is. The comment was, "Hey Rose, not sure what else to call you." And yes, you can call me Rose if you want to. I like roses, so that works. "I'm curious what your thoughts are with INFPs and romantic relationships. As it is well known, INFPs comprise less than 2% of the population, but how does that influence relationships? Glancing over some INFP profile pages, it recommends the giver and the caregiver types. But what happens if you put two INFPs together?" So I'm going to kind of a little bit personality types and relationships in general, because that's kind of how my response got a whole lot longer. So my understanding is that the MBTI is an interesting tool, and it's used to help us understand ourselves and others a little bit better. However, due to the fact that the reliability and validity in this test is often considered not to be that great, it really shouldn't be used to make judgments about people. But statistics aside, I don't think that even the best, like best between quotes, personality test could ever fully describe a human being, because each of us is unique, and love often transcends human boundaries anyways. So I think it is important to be with someone who you both truly love and can make good decisions with, because at least from the way that I see it, usually when you enter into a relationship, there is a possibility that you might spend the rest of your life with that person. So being with someone that you can live with and make decisions with, and who would be okay, you would be okay with making decisions for you if necessary, I think that that's an important thing to think about. But there's so many tests out there that kind of talk about what the best type, most compatible types of people are, and I would think that people with very opposite personality styles might have completely different opinions and perspectives and ways of looking at situations. Not completely different all the time, but enough maybe to create conflict if there isn't good dialogue. And people with the exact same, well, nobody has the exact same way of looking at anything, but people with extremely similar ways of looking at the world might have similar blind spots, so they might make similar mistakes in judgments. So from what I understand, I'm not sure if I haven't researched that much into this, but from what I understand, it kind of makes sense that for recommendations for relationships often place people together who would be able to balance each other out, so would be able to balance each other's weaknesses and strengths and weaknesses. However, they also would have a limited or minimal amount of conflict. And obviously we can work at our weaknesses and improve our strengths at all times, like we can always strive towards that. So it's different for each person, but just in general, it's possible to love someone deeply, love someone enough to be willing to give your life for them, but find it difficult to live with that person. And I would think that a romantic relationship should be with someone who you think that you could spend every day of the rest of your life with. Obviously not all people kind of have that in mind, but just as my response to this question, I think that's a good thing to think about. So I would say that compatibility, like statistics and stuff, kind of sound really objective and mathematical, and while they do work in some ways, like humans are subjective, and love often transcends boundaries. So yes, I would say that with good open dialogue, you can have a good relationship with someone who is not considered to be compatible. Someone with a totally opposite personality type, or someone with very, very, very similar personality style. So someone that would fall in the same category as you, yes, I think that you could have a great relationship with that person, but it would take work. So if you're willing to go through the work and you have an open mind and an open heart and you're willing to seek support and like just do the best with what you have and you want to work at it, then great. I would say yes, you can have a great relationship with someone who might not be this suggested partner for you that psychologists or other people might be like, whoa, you guys don't really go together, but in your hearts you might be the perfect match. So I would say don't lose your possible soulmate because some personality test or whatever says you're not compatible. Any test. But I would also say kind of keep in mind what challenges might be up ahead in the road for you. So yeah, I guess that's my best response to the question, and as you can tell it's a bit long to all write down and post in the comments space on YouTube. So I hope it helps you out and gives you something to think about. Okay, and I hope it answers your question. Okay, bye.